1, 2, 3. Greetings and salutations.
The universe is just doomed.
So good.
Hello.
Hi, welcome back.
It's us, Nicole.
And Tessa.
And Kim is here.
She's the Brute Squad. She is the Brute
She's
Squad.
our whole... That's all we need. That's all we need, y'all. Oh,
That's what came to mind.
My mic's up louder than yours. This is going to be a problem. Hang on.
Oh, no.
Sorry if Tessa gets massively louder right now, guys.
Ah!
No, I think that's okay. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that's good.
All right. So
Okay.
we are here.
I'm a fist
Your
away.
fist away.
I thought that was fun. I was like, oh, that's real fucking funny. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
thanks,
you're funny.
Harry.
Thanks, Harry.
Thanks for that tip
was
that we
funny.
need to be a fist away from our microphone.
Yeah, because when I did it.
Hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny.
So today we are talking about The Princess Bride.
The Princess Bride.
1987.
Yes, I've seen this movie so many times.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
I haven't
couldn't tell you
seen
how
it in a
many.
long time, and every word I remembered. Every
It all came
single
flooding
word.
back.
It did. It did.
And you can watch this right now on Disney Plus. For once,
Yep.
we're doing a movie that is available to watch somewhere.
That was fun. That was fun and easy.
Yeah. Directed by Rob Reiner.
Ah,
And did you see the news that they're doing a Spinal Tap sequel? Speaking
yes.
of Rob Reiner.
I did. I did see that.
He was on, I can't even remember which podcast now. I think Conan. And he came on to talk about not that, but he has a JFK podcast.
Oh,
And he, I guess,
like
he's
for real?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That Rob Reiner was promoting his new podcast about the assassination of JFK.
okay.
That because of the age that he was when it happened, and that it was so significant and whatever,
was a
it's
big
just
deal.
always been a big deal to
My
him.
mom was
and,
there.
and he wants the inside scoop, and so
Well,
he's like
I mean, I
interviewing
guess, why
people,
not?
and
Because nobody has talked about it.
no
one
one's
has.
ever,
No one's
nope,
ever covered
no one's
this
ever
before.
covered JFK,
But no one's gonna cover it with as much heart
as Rob Reiner.
as Rob Reiner will.
It was a weird. It was like
Comedy.
well, you know.
it was like listening to the episode of Dan Aykroyd on Off Menu, where all he did was promote Crystal Skull vodka the whole time, and they
Yeah.
were like, "But what's your menu?" And it was like, "Oh, I have this with some Crystal
With
Skull
some
vodka."
Crystal Skull Did you see somebody? I think it was that because it's a skull, right? It's
Yeah,
like a
big glass
Somebody
skull.
like did one of those forensic busts on top
Yes,
of that.
where
It
they
was
like put the clay
whoa!
and make the
Make
face, and it
those
was
teeth.
scary as
Yeah, it
hell.
was frightening.
But I'm down for a Spinal Tap sequel. It's supposed
Oh,
to be
yeah.
all the original.
No, I
cast.
saw them all dressed up.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
haven't seen any photos
I've
yet.
seen them all dressed up now today
Amazing
at their big ages.
at their big.
It's great.
ages.
It's so exciting.
And this movie's based on a book by William Goldman, and I guess
Yes.
he didn't want a
No,
movie made.
Like
of
I guess
his book
Rob Reiner had to beg.
because this was like his favorite book,
Right.
and he wanted to make
He
this
wanted
so
to-
bad.
yeah,
and
he
so I
wanted
don't
to.
know what he finally said to convince him. He just annoyed him until he was
gonna
like,
make
"All
it
right,
good.
you clearly fucking love this movie.
I'm
this
gonna make
book,
it
so-
good. I'm gonna make it heartfelt, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
make it wonderful, and I'm gonna make it beloved because the book is
Not that good,
it's dry.
is it? I have never read it.
I have it. I should have brought it with me, but I mean, that's not. I'm gonna read it right now.
So he added some heart to it,
The beginning part of the movie that makes no sense, I'm like, oh, that's probably from the book.
Yeah,
When
probably.
he's
I
a
don't.
dick to her.
right?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, who we got in this movie?
Ah, Columbo.
Oh yes,
Peter
Falk as the
as
grandfather,
grandpa.
and little Fred Savage.
Little Fred Savage. Is he not like a? It's like a thing
Is he?
going on with him?
Is he an asshole? Oh, bummer.
I feel like I heard something about he got like removed from the show. What is it? The Wonder Years show?
Oh, the
He was
new one?
Yeah,
He was like executive producer.
or something like that. Yeah,
Really?
and like
I'm
there was some
behind
sort
on
of-
my Fred Savage news.
Right, you got to keep up with the Fred Savage controversy. You're more into Ben Savage though.
I'm more Ben Savage girl. No, not really. Fred, unfortunately, was my age bracket. Little Monsters, Wonder
right,
Years.
Wonder Years was here.
I wasn't. I only watched
this movie.
Yeah. Boy Meets World, I watched like as an adult.
Oh, I know.
I think I just saw it in
with you.
reruns on Disney.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause I watched it with you. That one and the other one with your little Shia LaBeoufs.
Oh, even Stevens.
Yes, that one.
When he was just a little cute child before he was a
Right?
madman.
Before the troubles.
He was a madman already in that show. His character, he was a little
Well,
madman, but
now it's different.
now it's dangerous.
Now you got to come get your boy.
Gotta
You got to
watch
come
out,
get your
man.
Shia.
Well, he gonna be walking around in them Timberlands with no shirt on. I mean, I'll come get him.
Girl, you can have
You're
him.
crazy, but can I tie you up?
You can have
I
him.
don't trust you, so I'm gonna
You
tie
have
you
that
up
little
and tape your
clip-on
mouth shut.
fucking ponytail just for you.
He's like if Post Malone never got the face tattoos. They got the same thing going on.
They do.
Post Malone can get it too, which is
Kind
kind
of
of
Like
right.
he smells like pee, but also like does kind of look like he smells like pee.
Oh, that video I sent you. That's Jack Harlow.
Oh, the video. Oh yeah, you sent me
No,
a video,
he-
and I was like, I don't know who that
He
is in the
cannot
video.
get it.
No,
He cannot get it. But even little pee smell of fucking Post Malone. Piss
well,
Malone
he seems
can
so
get it. I
sweet.
know.
Like when you see him on things, he seems like a nice guy,
I know.
and you're like, it
I'd
does
at
not
least like
fit
to
with
hang
the
out
look.
with him.
Yeah, totally. He seems like
Smoke a bowl or
hell
whatever.
yeah.
He's like half my age. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
How old is he?
He's
young,
got to
isn't
be
he?
in his mid 20s, I would think, maybe late 20s at the most.
I don't know.
idea.
He looks like 57.
So anyway, we got Robin Wright.
Oh yeah, she was in this movie.
Buttercup.
Oh yeah, Buttercup. Carrie Elwes
As Westley.
West,
Not Wesley.
not Wesley.
Westley.
Westley. Get it right. Get it tight.
Mandy Patinkin. Again, we just did little Mandy Patinkin
That's
and
right.
Dick
And
Tracy.
Dick Tracy. But he doesn't sing in this one.
No,
No.
but he has the
He's
most
got all
famous
of the
line, probably.
Just so you know, it's about to get real Spanish up in here. I just want you to know.
Warning.
Warning incoming. Carry on.
Andre the Giant as Fezzik.
Fezzik. Yeah, Wallace Shawn as Vizzini.
Carol Kane as Valerie.
Billy Crystal as Miracle Max.
Christopher Guest as Count Rugen.
And Peter Cook as the priest with the speech impediment.
Oh, did we say Chris Sarandon?
Oh, Chris Sarandon
Prince
as Humperdinck. Humperdinck.
You said Carol Kane?
Yeah.
But that's got to be like Humperdinck has to be who the fucking dude in Shrek is based after, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure, like, at least in part. Well, no,
or they're
the
all
guy
based
on-
off the same thing.
The guy in Shrek is based on somebody like for real, some producer or something.
Oh,
I feel
really?
Like. Yeah, but I can't think of who it is.
His outfits, though, I swear
right
they
now.
were the same outfit.
His name is that Farquaad because it sounds like fuckwad.
Perfect.
For real. For real.
Shrek is an American
I'm
classic.
Sincere.
It's a treasure.
It really is. I
It's a
love
good
that
movie. It's a good movie. I don't want to do the Shrek makeout filter, though. Makes me uncomfortable.
No, I don't want anything
Makes me
to do with
uncomfortable.
that. I don't want anything to do with that.
Not a fan.
No.
All the ones I've seen are not people enjoying it. It's all people
No.
acting like they're getting molested by
Not
Shrek.
a fan. I'm not.
Why
I,
make Shrek a molester? He would never.
I don't feel like he would.
I don't think he would.
Oh,
No.
it was based off of Michael Eisner.
It was based on Michael
Oh,
Eisner,
big ol-
Farquaad.
Yeah.
The male foot face.
Wow. Nice.
The foot face, but a man.
But a man.
Because there's a female foot face, and we all know who it is.
Yes,
who it
we
is.
do. So she's not in this. So
No,
let's
she's
get
not.
into
Neither is Michael Eisner.
The
So
Princess Bride.
let's get into this, even though we watched this on Disney Plus. Wow.
Hey, he's not in charge.
No, that's true, but that other asshole is, isn't he?
It's always some asshole that's in charge of everything. Why is that a surprise?
But I'm
Interchangeable
paying
asshole.
for it.
So we've got this sick kid, and like I thought he just had a cold always, but the title or what the title
The tighter.
the title the description on Disney Plus made it sound like he's an ailing boy,
Right, like
he's
he was, like,
got
sickly.
some long-term sickness.
He's a lunger. Well, it was funny because when
he worked in the mines.
the royal we, once again, I'm speaking of myself and all of my personalities. I started coughing because I was smoking a bowl when I was watching this movie. Like, when I was like, is that me? Is that this movie?
Is that
What
the
is going
child?
on here?
What's happening?
But yeah, it happened at the same time. So he's coughing, I'm coughing.
He's playing some video games in bed,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that it's Christmas Because there are Santa decorations
That's
in this
right.
room.
We did it on accident again.
We are making all of these
There's a
non-Christmas
snowman.
Christmas movies this
There's
year.
a snowman on
There's
the
a
little
wrapped.
shelf.
This book comes wrapped in Santa paper.
Yes, it do.
So yeah,
it is
Papa
a
Columbo
Christmas
shows
time.
up with this gift.
Papa Columbo.
Because it doesn't give him a name, right? He's just Grandpa.
He's just grandpa. Yeah, it's grandpa and grandson. The boy doesn't get a name either.
Right.
The boy.
And this is a book that his father used to read to him.
His
and
grandfather used to read to his
Yes.
father, and then he read it to me. I used to read it to your father, who's not around.
No, he's not in the movie anyway.
Okay. Well, this is his paternal grandfather. I heard that too.
I know. I heard a little pop on the microphone here, but it seems fine.
I guess it's cool.
Okay.
But yeah, so he shows up to read him this book that's multi-generational.
He's
Well,
like-
first he wraps up an old book that he had at his house.
And I know. I'm like, why'd you wrap it? It's used. You just hand people used gifts. Come on. You don't wrap
grandpa
it.
move.
That is
It's
a grandpa
definitely
move.
a rumpled grandpa. It's a Columbo move, quite
I'm surprised
frankly.
it wasn't wrapped in the comic book page from the newspaper.
Right? Oh, man. Oh, man.
I used to get a lot of gifts like
Me
that.
too.
In the funnies.
Yes.
We don't do that anymore
no,
because
we
nobody
don't.
gets
We
a fucking
That's
newspaper.
True. That's
You have
true.
to go hunt down a physical newspaper to do that
We
now.
gotta bring it back. Bring
Send us
it
all your
back.
funny pages.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
wrap.
not giving you my address, but find us. Send it. Leave them somewhere for us and send me a
Leave 'em
message.
somewhere.
We'll pick them up.
Drop the location.
If
We'll
you're in
come
Southern
by.
California, leave a stack
They're
of
gonna like
funnies.
leave it under a box with a stick and a string.
They're gonna trap us. No, I won't fall for it. And this little shitty kid is like, I'll try to stay awake.
Oh,
Like, he does not give a
first, like,
fuck.
his mom comes in like, "Oh, your grandpa came to see you," and he's
He's
like,
all eye rolly.
"Can't you tell him I'm sick?" And she's like, "Yeah,
Yeah, he
that's
knows.
why
That's
he's
why he
here because
came."
you're fucking sickly." Is this your make a wish? This is what
They
he
haven't
gets.
told him that he's dying yet.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know. Grandpa knows.
Oh, that's dark. So anyhow, Grandpa comes and brings him his recycled gift.
yes. And he's going to
Pinches
try to
his
stay awake
cheeks.
for it.
Yeah, I guess. He's like, "Has it got any sports in it?" And this book has
Everything.
everything.
He turns into
Fencing,
Stefan.
fighting, right? Torture, true love, revenge, pirates, monsters, chases, escapes, miracles.
All the stuff. And
All
so he's
of
like,
the
fine,
things.
all right.
Whatever, I guess so.
So we begin. The Princess
yeah.
Bride.
By S. Morgenstern, Chapter 1.
Buttercup was raised on a small farm in the country of Florence.
Oh,
She liked to ride her horse and torment the farm. It's right there.
right? It's already right there. She's
the
like,
farm
yeah,
boy
torment for what?
They
So she's
deserve each other.
They
Right,
do
they
deserve
do.
each other.
So
So she's a brat.
She's a brat, and he's an asshole. But like, she lives on this farm.
But we love this movie. Don't get
I
us
know,
wrong.
don't get it-
We love
no,
this
we're-
movie.
this
Don't get it
isn't gonna
twisted.
turn
We're
into
gonna
Eddie
be dragging
Snips.
asses, but
We are, but
We love
this is
it.
not going to turn into Ed
No,
Snips,
not
where
at
we
all.
realize that we hated it halfway through. I still love this
Still love
movie.
it.
I grinned like a fucking Fabian through the whole thing.
a Fabian.
A Fabian. I was like, my husband was like, "What are you doing, Fabian?"
And you're like, it's
Fabian. And yes, I know. I'm like, this is like, I love this movie.
But yeah,
yeah.
so right off the bat, she's a little brat. She's fine boy. Do
Right?
this for
Fetch me
fine
this,
boy.
fetch me that. I want to polish my saddle. He's like, "I'll polish your saddle."
No, but all he ever says is "as you wish," which when you were a kid and you watched this was like
Oh.
romantic, and you're like,
As
so the
you wish.
only words he
Yes.
spoke to her for
She
years.
probably thought he was slow. That's why she was
That's why
abusing
it
him.
took so long. She finally saw the glint of intelligence in his eye and was like, "Oh,
When he knew what a picture was,
With it, though.
she was. Oh yeah,
she
she's
was
like,
looking
"He
around
cute,
for something to do, and she was like, "Fetch me that picture." And he was like, "That's a picture." She's like, "Okay, he knows. It's fine."
And like, where's her family?
It's
She
just
just
her and
owns
him.
this farm.
They
right?
ditched her.
It wasn't like
They
a
ditched
fucking
her.
right because she was such an asshole. But like there
She
wasn't.
murdered them all.
Oh, she
You don't know
probably
Buttercup's
did.
backstory.
Seriously, she did some things. She got a dork backstory. But
So
like there
dork.
was not even. How are they on this farm and not have a Blue Lagoon situation happening here?
Already, there's no adults around. And
Who's
she's
supervising
like in her late
nobody?
teens, clearly at least.
Right? Like that's fine if you're not thinking about
in them
whatever.
days?
back in them
whatever.
days,
That's
she might as
whatever.
well have been 50 years old.
I was gonna say she was on the verge of
I
death.
was
I was going, Shay, she on the verge of death already. Damn near 21 years old. She about to die.
Oh my God. Of consumption
Right?
or cholera.
And I immediately the kid is like, ew, is this a kissing
Right?
book?
Is this a kissing book?
Wait.
Right. He's like, just wait. It gets good. Like, you got to stay with me here.
So yeah, so she finally realizes she loves him, even though all he has ever said to her is "as you wish."
Right. Well, I'm sure he said more words.
After
like,
that, I hope. But you see him;
he's
they're
like,
now together.
As you wish. I love you. I'm leaving.
Right?
Bye.
That's all he's ever said. Those are the only other words. So
And,
yes, now
yeah.
that they've hooked up, he makes the random decision.
And did they even hook up?
well,
Like,
they showed him kissing.
well,
They
okay.
they
It's
kissed.
a
They
PG
knew they
movie.
loved
It's
each other
PG. It's
before he
PG.
left. So like they were aware they were in love. It wasn't like he left before that happened.
Well, that's true. So he goes off to seek his fortune, which why?
Why? She owns a farm.
She's like, the farm seems nice. It doesn't seem like gross. And what, you're going to leave
yeah,
her on the farm?
alone.
How do you keep him
The
down
hottest
on the
chick
farm?
in the kingdom.
The only chick
In
in
a
the
kingdom where the prince gets to pluck whatever lady he wants.
Whatever maiden.
He wants out of the
He's
village.
he's so choosish.
He just left an unattended,
Left
unattended buttercup.
An unattended maiden. He will just snatch her up. You
like
know
a
what?
peanut
This is why-
buttercup. You don't leave them
Oh.
unattended.
No,
They'd
you
be
don't.
gone. My husband does that all the time.
She's a peanut butter
He
cup.
buys
I
peanut
get
butter
it
cups
now.
and leaves them in the freezer for a week, and then when he comes back, they're gone. And I'm like, you waited a week to eat one
You
of them peanut butter
cannot.
cups?
You cannot.
They are gone.
Who can? Oh,
this?
what? The people that auditioned for Buttercup?
Oh
This
Lord,
is
let's see it.
Uma Thurman,
Okay,
Meg Ryan, Sean Young,
of course.
Susie Amos, Courtney Cox, Alexandra Paul, and Whoopi Goldberg.
For Buttercup.
That's what it said.
Okay.
And I
could-
feel
the
like
only
I read
one I could
something
see
about-
Uma Thurman doing it.
Yeah.
That'd be
I
the
want a
only
version
one.
With Sean Young.
I
Sean
want the
Young version.
release the Sean Young. She actually was cast as Buttercup, but she was fired
Because of the horse.
because of the horse.
They wouldn't let her get her titties out. They were like, "This is not that type of film," and she was like, "Well, then I'm not doing it.
She wanted to be the Man in Black, so she was like, they were like, no, you can't be.
You can't be him.
You
Come
can't
on."
be the Dread Pirate Robert Sean.
That was the only part she was going for. So yes, he goes to seek his fortune across the sea for a farm boy with no
Yes.
knowledge of
Nope,
sea.
probably never seen the sea.
Decides
Just-
I'm gonna go get and
I'm gonna be a
seek your
deckhand.
fortune. What do you
For what's going to
You're
be
gonna
out there?
scrub the decks.
treasure?
Right? You think that if these pirates get treasure, they're gonna share it with your ass?
No.
You're the newbie.
Right? You were a
I don't get this
deckhand.
decision at all.
No,
But anyway,
like none of this shit makes sense. So like they
tells her he'll always come back for her. This is true love.
think this happens every day.
But his ship is attacked by the dread pirate robbers,
Oh,
which
and
is Black Bart.
Yes, I
Yeah.
saw that. Yes, I saw that.
And he never leaves anyone
no,
alive.
he never takes hostages or
so
whatever.
Buttercup
Prisoners.
assumes he's dead because of
Murdered by pirates is
Yeah.
good.
course. So
Well,
she
she's
locks
like,
herself in the room.
I
goes
will
on a
never
hunger
love
strike.
again. Ever. So 5 years later,
There's an announcement that Prince Humperdinck's bride to be,
on the 500th anniversary,
and he reveals Princess Buttercup.
Princess Buttercup.
And she looks gorgeous, but her emptiness is consuming
She
her.
did not love him.
No, she did not.
So the only joy she found was in her daily ride. She only
yeah, she
smoked
does
after a
horseback
good
riding.
ride.
And she comes across some poor lost circus performers
Oh no!
who want to know where the village is.
There's nothing around for miles.
Well, good. Then there's no,
No
one to hear you
scream.
scream.
And they
Grab
snatch
her
her
up, put her on the ship. It's political intrigue.
Right, they're gonna try to start a war when they like. You never said about nothing about killing anyone.
Right. So he's got Inigo. So this is
Inigo, Vizzini, and Fezzik, or Vizzini, Inigo, and Fezzik, whatever.
yeah,
however you wanna
Inigo
go.
and Fezzik work for Vizzini.
Correct. So they kidnap her in order to start a war, and he talks about when they find her dead on the Gilder frontier. Then obviously that's what happened. And Fezzik's like, whoa, whoa, whoa!
I don't want to kill an innocent girl.
anything about killing anyone.
And Inigo agrees.
Right? Like I just don't. Am I going mad, or did the word "think" escape your lips?
Do it myself.
Right? Like I will kill her.
And they start playing their little rhyme game to annoy him as they sail off.
Fezzik, are there rocks ahead? If there are, we'll all be dead. No more rhymes now. I mean it. Anybody got a peanut?
So that night they're still sailing, and Buttercup tells them they're going to be caught and hanged.
Right. And then Inigo notices, like,
Someone's following them.
all of a sudden, someone following us. I wonder
Inconceivable.
Right. I wonder if they're using the same wind we are using.
Right? Because they're gaining. And
Right, so she
Buttercup
jumps.
jumps ship while their backs are turned.
Right. And she's like out there. Like, does she even swim? She's out there with them boots and the dress and the
All
whatever.
weighed down. And they're eel-infested
Oh,
waters.
man, yeah.
Shrieking eels.
You hear that? Those are the shrieking eels. And she gets like closed in on. They always get louder when they're about to feed.
And
on
they're, like,
human
touching her.
flesh.
They're
oh
like,
God, they're
"Ugh."
nope, absolutely fucking not. I guess they don't exist in the book. It's just sharks. But this
Right.
might
Yeah,
be
this was a
worse.
made-up thing.
This is terrible.
And the kid is like
He looks
getting
nervous,
scared,
and, like,
so
Grandpa's
Grandpa
like,
stops.
She doesn't get eaten at this time,
Grandpa, you're fucking ruining it.
right? Like you looked really nervous.
Spoilers, Grandpa.
Right. He was like, but I'm just saying, you looked really nervous. And he's like, because we could stop.
Well, the book would be over if if the main girl gets killed
I don't
already.
know.
Unless there's another one.
Hey, that's true. So he's like, no, we don't have to stop. Like, you can keep going. So he's like, all right. So anyway, like she is back in there.
He grabs Fezzik grabs her up out of the water.
She gets scooped right out of there, and the other boat is getting closer. And
Vizzini's like, just ignore it.
he was like, so you think you're brave? And she's like, only compared to some.
Sassy.
So in the morning,
In the moaming.
he's right on top of us.
The sun is coming up as they approach the cliffs of insanity.
The cliffs of insanity.
And he's like, they can't follow us this way. He's
Only
going to have to go
Fezzik.
all the way around.
Well, yeah, and Fezzik's the only one strong enough to go up our way. So he's going to carry all three people.
That's insane. There is nothing wrong
it's
with
the
the other
cliffs
two.
of insanity.
Like, I could see carrying Buttercup up, but what? Inigo can't climb? He buff?
but
Buff.
I mean, I guess, I don't know. I guess they weren't going to take when in real life, like Andre the Giant, he couldn't support the weight of
Yeah,
any of
he had
these people.
back
He had to have,
problems.
like, even Buttercup, like he couldn't pick her up.
She was on a harness.
She was on a
Yeah,
harness.
she was
or
on
they
a
were
harness.
all
Like
on
they
that.
couldn't, he
Yeah.
couldn't catch her. He couldn't hold her. Like all of it's done trickery.
He did keep her warm though.
He did with his big old hand on her head.
And then suddenly that boat docks and a man in black
Yep.
in a mask comes scurrying
Like,
up that
all
rope.
nimbly bimbly. He's like pop 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 pop.
He's
pop.
like obviously not carrying three people though too.
well, that's what Fezzik says. Like I'm carrying three people.
Yeah.
He's only got himself.
So they make it to the top and Vizzini's cutting through the rope and
Right.
he cuts through and they look down and dude is still hanging off the side.
He's got very good arms.
Inconceivable!
Inconceivable.
Keep using that word.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
What you think it means. Vizzini tells Fezzik to carry Buttercup and leaves Inigo to fight the masked man.
If he falls, fine. If not, the sword.
Yes.
He's like, I'm gonna do him left-handed.
And of course, because he's such a gentleman, he's like, hello there. Slow
Right.
going?
I do not suppose we could have speed things up. He's like,
It'd
I don't
be better if you didn't
suppose- right.
distract me.
Like, I don't suppose you could like lower a rope or a tree branch or something.
But you couldn't trust me.
Right. Can I give you my word as a Spaniard?
So-
No,
no.
too many Spaniards.
But
so-
if I swear on the soul of my father, Domingo Montoya,
you will reach the top of life.
throw me the rope. Yeah. Get the rope.
Yeah,
It turns into
get
a
the
fucking
rope,
What
get
was
a
that
rope.
commercial? What was the
Pace Picante,
Pace
New York
Picante.
City. Get a
The
rope.
rope.
Yeah.
So he speeds things up. He gets the rope. He climbs up, and he even lets him have a little rest because Inigo's just like the best guy.
I
He's
do
like,
not
"Oh,
mean to
no."
pry. You don't happen to have 6 fingers on your right hand?
And he shows, nope, only 5.
My father was slaughtered by a 6-fingered man. He tells him like his whole
He tells
fucking
him
life.
his whole life story.
He's like, we're gonna be buddies.
And Then they fight. Once he gets his rest, they
right.
fight.
He's like, whether I'm ready or not, you've been more than kind. So they, like, you seem a decent fellow. I hate to kill you. You seem a decent fellow. I hate to die.
And they did this whole fight where only one of these was a stunt. One
And
flip
it
was the stunt man that
over the high
top
bar thing.
flip.
And that's it. They did this.
But
whole
that
fucking
means
thing.
that fucking Mandy did that flip off the fucking
Yeah.
rock by himself.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Well, that also means, which I feel is a more impressive point, is that they both learned it left-handed. Then
They learned to sword
right-handed.
fight with both hands. Yeah.
Well, then I guess that what's his name, Carrie Elwes or whatever, was hired because he has that Errol Flynn
right.
quality, or like Laurence Olivier. I say this shit because I'm like actually 108. I'm like, like Errol Flynn. Y'all remember Errol Flynn, right?
Our
That guy was
listeners
a
might.
freak.
Oh, was he?
He was a freak.
Oh.
Freak.
Maybe we'll have to talk
That's
about
why
that
I'm
on
into that
Patreon.
shit. You got to find out about those stories.
We got to
It's
start
fucking
doing that on Patreon.
freaky.
Those old celeb freaky stories.
About Errol Flynn, you could do a whole episode.
Well,
Especially that hotel
should
in
do
the
it.
middle of LA.
The fucking secret room behind the two-way mirrors. Girl.
oh, I have not heard any of those.
Freak.
I don't know about old Hollywood.
Freaky.
So
But yeah, this is like the best
they
sword
have like
fight
an
ever.
amazing sword fight.
They have a conversation like the whole time
Mm-hmm.
about different styles that they're using, which actually do
yes, they're
whatever
the
have
actual
something to do,
move
like the rocky
names.
terrain and the this and the that and whatever.
4 months of prep.
4 months they did this for.
Wow.
Their prep.
Oh,
The
the
prep to
prep
do-
before they started to
train
learn.
for it. Yeah.
6 months for Mandy Patinkin and 4 months for Carrie Elwes.
Oh
Ooh,
shit! Well,
Carrie.
Carrie, 2 months less.
Right?
Mandy Patinkin is a master swordsman. I wonder if he can still do any of that shit.
I mean, he's how old now? Like
Well, I mean,
60
like at
something?
least like remembers. I mean, he doesn't have to be in there like fucking.
See him
Has that
doing some
youthful
flips.
soul.
Yeah,
I see
he's
him
not-
doing some flips off shit.
He seems like he would. I don't know. Like
Like
just
he tried.
He'd try.
yeah, whatever. He's a Renaissance man, okay.
And so the man in black bests him, but he can't.
I would sooner destroy a stained glass window,
Yes.
such as an artist as yourself. So he knocks him the fuck out.
Well, at first he asked him, "Who are you?"
I
No one of
must know.
consequence.
Who are you?
I must know. Get used to disappointment.
Okay.
But yeah, so then he's kill me quickly, and he's like, no, and he just
No.
knocks him out.
Right, he knocks him out. So like Vicini can see this. I
So
guess.
again,
Inconceivable. So he tells Fezzik to finish him off when he comes around the bend, hit
With
him
a
in the head
boulder.
with the rock.
Yeah,
You know, hit
it's
it
not
with the
very
rock.
sportsmanlike.
Right, my way's not very sportsmanlike.
So he
So-
throws a warning rock,
I didn't have to miss.
and then he wants to fight him man to man, and it's
He's like, come on,
bro, you're 4 times my size.
Right, it's not my fault. I'm the biggest in this forest.
And so he ends up. Well, they struggle.
They do
he
what
like
they- he has
rams
to
him
be
into the
just like-
rock and shit.
He goes, what's with the mask? Were you like burned with acid or something? He's like, oh no, I just think they're terribly comfortable. I think everybody be wearing them in the future.
No, I don't want an eye mask.
Not
no, thank
that,
you.
like the top half or the bottom
Right?
half. I wish it would have gone that way instead, that we had gone with top masks rather than bottom masks.
That wouldn't have helped with the breathing.
Well, no, not with the no, not of. I'm just saying that there would have been a need for that
A need
rather
for
than
that.
the other.
What would an eye mask protect you from, though?
I don't know, just because it looks
infection.
cool.
Eye infection.
Just because it looks
Guy.
cool. I'm gonna start. You know what? I'm gonna start running around like that.
Tess is
Watch
bringing
me.
in the
Double
eye mask.
patches.
Double eye mask.
Double eye patches, 2 glass eyes.
Marty Feldman.
Oh. But he gets on Fezzik's back, and after a
He chokes him
considerable
out.
amount of time,
It
he
takes a
chokes him
while.
out.
Did you read that story about when they were on the set of this or whatever, and like Andre the Giant let out a 16-second fart?
Yep. And they asked
And
him if he
everyone
was
like,
okay.
I am now.
He said, "I am now boss." Can you imagine the laughter? Like,
There was
Holy
like a
shit.
moment where he like got so drunk he passed out in the hotel lobby or something, and they
Oh,
couldn't
wow.
move him.
Move 'em.
So they just kind of put up a velvet rope or something, like just go around,
Just
like
leave
we
the-
can't move him.
leave the giant where he lay.
You leave him where he. Oh, Gulliver!
So he knocks him out and tells him to rest well and dream of large women.
Dream of large women.
And Humperdinck is now following their tracks.
Twirling his skirt around.
His men have brought him to the fight scene and he's doing him some medieval forensics. Yes! He turns around and pulls his shades off.
I always think everything would be a trap. Which is why I'm still alive.
Yeah! So the man in black reaches Vizzini, who's got Buttercup tied up and blindfolded at this little rock table.
He's got a little picnic happening.
He got cheese and wine and
Yes.
goblets. Like, what the fuck? You just jumped off a boat. Like, you had all that stuff on you?
Yes, in a little pouch.
A little pouch.
This little bindle.
I'm going to start, when I start wearing that fanny pack, it's going to have snacks in it.
Oh, bitch, you better.
I'm going to start some
Snacks and drugs and snacks and drugs.
fanny pack snacks.
Fanny
You
pack
can send
snacks.
those to us too at the address I'm
yeah,
not going
we
to provide.
do.
We will take fanny pack snacks.
We will take fanny packs.
Sealed.
Sealed.
Sealed snacks. No
Sealed and
homemade.
individually wrapped. Nothing homemade. Just like for school.
It's gonna be like Teddy Grahams and
Right?
Yes, Teddy Grahams and those mini Slim Jims.
I'm not eating PCP again.
Again.
Well, actually, it wouldn't be again. I smoked it the first time.
You're not eating PCP this time.
Well, if anybody sneaks it into the
Fool
snacks,
me
that's
once, shame on you.
yeah, fool me twice. I'm saying I won't be doing PCP again.
So he's got a dagger to her throat, and the masked man challenges him to a battle of wits for the princess.
Ever hear of Plato, Aristotle, Socrates? Morons.
And so he accepts.
Right.
If as long as it's to the death.
Except, yeah. This is iocane powder.
Which doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't. It's not really a thing.
So
But
Wesley turns his back with the goblets and puts the iocane powder in one of the goblets.
right.
Turns back around. All right, where's the poison?
The battle of wits has begun.
Battle of Wits ends when he decides who is right and who is dead.
Yep. You decide and we both drink.
And I did not write down this whole thing of his
No, I
deductions.
didn't.
Just put he
about that.
deduces
Like I can
himself to
clearly
death.
not choose the wine in front of you. But you would have known, so I could clearly not choose the wine in front of me.
I read a theory that he put it in both because he built up an immunity.
Well, that's
If
what he says.
it.
He says that.
He says so right now.
No, never mind.
Oh,
So yeah, so
There
he
was more to the theory in that. I
there was
forgot it.
more than that.
oh
Like what that meant. I was like, he totally says it. That's not a theory. That's fact.
so he chooses his goblet and dies.
Right. Never go up against the
It's the Sicilian
Sicilian
when death
when
is on the
death
line.
is on the line.
And he takes her blindfold off and
Right.
tells her he is no one to be trifled with.
Right. He was like, they were both poisoned. I spent my last couple years building up an immunity
Tolerance
to
to
iocane
iocane
powder.
powder.
I read about that.
And, yeah. Kim researched it for us. So Humperdinck rolls up and he's like, someone has beaten a giant.
I know. What is this? These skills.
He can track a falcon on a cloudy day. He will find you.
He will. He's like Liam Neeson and Taken. He's
Right? Like he's like, I have a certain set of skills.
You sure do. And so she's telling, Buttercup's telling the masked dude,
Right.
there's no greater hunter than Humperdinck. And he's like, you
Right.
think your dearest love will save you?
I never said he was my dearest love.
You don't love your fiance?
You're incapable of love is more like it.
I have loved more deeply than a killer like yourself can dream.
Oh, and then he goes like, "Hear
he got him back.
this, motherfucker. I know I did not just see you. First of all, read her.
And then raise
And
your
then
hand
raise
at
your
her?
motherfucking hand. What did she just fucking say?
You abandoned her for
What
5 years.
did she just fucking say?
And she
Wesley?
is clearly talking about you, about
Right? Who
loving
the
more
fuck do you think-
deeply.
Yeah.
There are penalties when a woman lies. Where I come from,
Excuse me?
bitch.
Excuse me?
Better be penalties when a
Yeah.
man lies too.
There
like you
better be
lying ass
penalties
right
when a
now,
motherfucker
and you're
takes off
masked
for
man.
5 fucking years.
Right?
Bitch.
I got problems with Wesley.
I've got
He did not handle this reunion well.
no. He really didn't. It was it the piracy?
I guess it made
Was
him weird.
it that made him rough?
And so Humperdinck's on the trail, and Buttercup's like, I know who you are. You're Dread Pirate Roberts. And he's
Right.
like,
Your
"Yeah,
cruelty
I am."
shows it. He's like, I admit it with pride.
And she's like, you can die. You killed my love. And then he's like, oh, well, who's your love?
Oh, well, no. Like, she tells him about a farm boy.
Yeah, the farm boy with the perfect
Pure
eyes,
and
like the sea
perfect.
after a storm.
And he was like,
Life is pain, Highness. Like,
Yeah.
he still acts like he
I
killed her.
know.
He really
She's
went
talking
into this.
about you. And
And he
doesn't
knows
he's like,
this.
does this bother you to hear how I killed your... Ooh, I'm allergic to his bullshit. But yeah, like...
Oh, I
he-
remember the farm boy. He
Oh,
died
yeah.
well.
that should please you.
My note, I didn't even remember this. I wrote like, "Oh, Wesley, you've been gone for 5 years, bruv.
Oh,
Why you being a shit stain? Like you think she wants to marry this douchebag?
No,
she just
she
says she
doesn't.
don't.
He knows it. I know it. And did you not know the law before you left?
Yes. And he
She
tells her,
didn't choose this.
You should bless me for destroying him before he found out what you really are.
And
who you really are.
what am I?
Did you
then?
wait a whole week after you died? Bitch, it's been 5 years.
We are not
Motherfucker,
married
do
yet.
You understand time?
We are not married yet. If it had been 5 years,
You didn't even
and
dick me
what-
down
if I
before you
would've-
left.
right? I don't even know what the fuck I'm working with. Is it worth waiting for?
Right?
Show it to me.
And then it's all.
Oh, inconceivable.
And so she's like, you can die too for all I care. And she shoves him down the steepest hill you've ever seen.
As you wish.
Oh, what have I done? And she
she
tumbles
ju-
down after.
Oh,
No, I would have stood there for a minute like
this
Wait
motherfucker.
a
I
minute.
know he wasn't just talking
Wait
to
a
me like
minute.
that. Well, I know that. I'll shuffle my way down.
So she rolls down after his ass. And
I can't believe
Humperdinck-
she
I
jumped
know.
like that. I would have
Something, not tumble.
scoot.
Try to just slide like
Right?
on your back like
Slide.
a luge.
Right, she could gather her, like, gird her
Yeah.
loins and just used her ass like a toboggan.
She was thirsty for that dick. She was like, ah!
She had no way of knowing she would have survived the fall.
Coulda
She could have
broke her
broken a
neck.
femur. She'd have been dead.
But Humperdinck loses sight of them because they
Yeah.
lunged
They
over this hill.
Jumped off a fucking cliff, apparently.
And he says they're headed dead into the fire swamp.
Yeah.
And Wesley wakes up and takes off his mask and bandana and goes to
Oh,
her.
they start macking and all that
Why
other
didn't
shit.
you wait for me? Well, you were
Bitch,
dead.
yeah.
What do you fuck- Death,
Death
cannot,
cannot
stop true love. You
Cannot-
motherfucker.
I will never doubt again.
A
Bitch.
pirate can.
I don't know. They
So yeah, they kiss. And again, the kid breaks in. Oh, no, no, no.
whack. Skip to the
fire
fire
swamp.
swamp. That sounds cool.
Before we skip to the fire swamp, now is a perfect time to take a quick break.
Whew, I gotta calm down after that fuckery.
We'll be right back.
What's up, Doomers?
We have another rad deal and a new buddy to tell you about.
Sounds cool, you say. What is it?
It's Lunch Meat VHS. They offer Tapehead apparel and accessories, totally awesome limited edition VHS releases,
Some of them for the very first time.
and so much more that will remind you to
Rewind or die. And be sure to check out Lunch Meat Magazine, which features reviews and articles on all things VHS.
Fast forward to lunchmeatvhs.com and rewind your mind.
And don't forget to use promo code Doom Generation for 10% off.
And we're back.
We're back, and your pig fiance is too late.
And we're heading to the fire swamp.
We'll be safe in the fire swamp. She's like, we'll never survive. He's like, you're nonsense. You're only saying that because no one ever has.
so hopeful.
I know.
And so there's flames shooting up.
Right? There's like, yeah, and she catches on fire, and he puts her out, and he
What was the
ends-
thing I saw? Who was on set? The guy who wrote the book was on set during
Oh, and
this
he was
scene,
like-
and
yeah.
he knew this was going to happen,
Right,
but
and
he
he
still was
was
like,
like,
"Oh no,
"Oh, her
she's
dress
on
is
fire!"
on fire,
And,
yeah.
like ruin the shot.
Yeah, I saw something about that.
So yeah, he puts it out, lifts her out of the way
Ugh.
of all these. Like she don't have ears because
well,
he does
we-
this through the whole forest. She don't hear the fire coming like he does.
Girl, we'll find out later she's useless. So he tells her about the piracy thing and that there's been several Dread Pirate Roberts, that the guy before him wasn't the actual Dread Pirate Roberts, and neither was the guy before him. It's like they pass it off.
And
through
they go
everybody.
retire with their treasure.
He's like, what I said, that whole please thing, like that was true. And that's what got me the job, basically.
And now that he has her back, he's going to hand the name over to someone else.
Right. And like make sense following it? And she's like, I think so. And in she goes to the lightning sand.
The quickest sand you've ever seen.
Quick as sand. I always thought that was going to be a bigger problem. I always had my
Right?
eye out.
He grabs a vine and dives down in
Ah!
after her.
A swan dive.
Mm-hmm.
Nose down. How'd they do that?
I don't know.
That was amazing.
I didn't see anything about that in the trivia.
I didn't either, but I do know that I used to try to hold my breath the whole time when I was a kid. When I would watch the movie, that I would try to hold my breath.
Oh,
for
to
the
see
time
if
that-
you would
like,
be
to
able
see if I
to
could-
live.
to see if I would live through the lightning sand.
So he miraculously
Right.
pulls them back out.
They come back out, and he's like, "Well, now," she's like, "We're never gonna make it." And he's like, "No, we got this. We have the whole, like, now we know what we're looking for. There's the fire spurt, no problem. It makes a popping sound. The lightning sand, you know what that looks like now. You're clever enough to destroy or discover that."
And he sees the rodents surrounding them,
Yes.
but he doesn't say anything. He
doesn't.
just is like, let's go.
And even still, she's like, "Well, what about the RUSs?
Oh, the rodents of unusual size? They don't exist.
I don't think they exist." And boom!
Leaps out and bites his arm. He got the bite.
The bite! Ah! And she is standing there doing fuck all.
She's trying to reach his sword and she's just standing there.
She's like,
Bitch,
you could
get at
pick
the
up,
sword.
Get in there, Buttercup. Get in there. But she don't.
He
she
finally
kinda.
flips it off of him and it's coming for her.
Right. And
And
then
he tackles it.
she's like, "Wesley! Like, I'm not going to do anything to prevent this thing from
Kick it
getting
in the
me.
fucking face.
Do
Like, oh my
some,
God.
bitch. God."
And it's biting him all up.
All right. It's biting her all up, gets her foot in there, and then, like, he wrestles with it, and then he hears,
The fire coming.
and he rolls it over and lights it on fire and then stabs
Stabs
it all
it
out.
to
And
And they make it out of the swamp to a beautiful forest by a lake. And they're
But-
just about to kiss.
Here come Rugen and Humperdinck.
Dare to Humperdinck be.
There to Humperdinck be. Surrender!
And he's like
No.
trying to negotiate. And she's like, you promise not to hurt him? If I surrender, you promise not to hurt
Well,
him. And he's
first
like,
he's
oh,
like,
yeah.
"No, I'm not going to surrender. We'll go back in there. We know
Yeah,
what's
we
up.
know
Like,
what's
we
going
could
on.
live,
We'll live
quite
there."
happily there." And he's like, "No, like, whatever." And then she sees that there's dudes in the trees. There's people everywhere. And if you promise not to hurt him,
What? Why would you believe this man?
I don't know. Foolishness.
He gonna hurt you too.
Well, I mean, like, she knows already, like, he's always going to come for her. So I need to get us out of this situation. Like,
Right.
That's what she tells us. Like, when you died the first time, I died, and now I can't have you die again, not when I can save you. So,
She makes him promise to return him to his ship, and he swears it will be done, and then tells Christopher Guest to throw him in the pit of despair,
I swear it will be done.
which will be done.
Yes, it absolutely will be. And then, like, so they ride off.
He swoops her up onto his horse
Like,
and
just
rides
picks
off.
her up
Yeah.
with one hand. It was wild.
She only weighs 108.
That's true. So
Count Rugen tells him, "Let's get you to your ship," but he's like,
he's like, "Yeah, whatever." He's
Sure.
like, "Oh, hey, you got 6 fingers on your right hand.
Someone was looking for you."
And he really knocked him out.
"Yes." He said he told him to hit him to make it look real, and he actually knocked him out.
And I guess that's the one that they used in the movie.
And
is
he
him
like
being knocked
lacerated his head or
unconscious. It
something.
was bad. He had to go to the hospital. Well, anytime you're knocked unconscious, that's not
It's
good
not
for
good.
your brain.
No.
It's not good for your brains.
So they take him
Kim.
to the pit of despair, and the albino comes to tend his wounds.
He's like, "Where am I?" The pit of despair. Don't even think. Don't even think about trying to escape. The chains are far too thick.
Why bother curing me before you
Hmm.
kill me?
It's got to be torture, right? And his face is like, "Yeah."
He's like, you got to be healthy before we torture you.
Right before you're broken.
And he tells him about the machine. Nobody withstands the machine.
Yeah, he was like, "Well, you survived the fire swamp, which means you must be very strong, but nobody withstands it." So he's done this before.
It sounds like it, but he makes
How
it
many,
seem like he
like, notes
hasn't
does
done
he
it
need?
before.
Yeah.
It seems like a new mechanism.
Nobody withstands the machine, so several people?
Yeah, I guess so.
So how many notebooks do you need to-
Continuity error.
Hey, you know what? Somebody write Rob Reiner right now. Rob! Rob!
Or unless this was in the original book.
S. Morgenstern.
Whoever you are.
Whoever you are.
William Goldman.
Oh, yeah. It's not even S. Morgenstern.
That's the
Why'd they
fake
do
author.
that?
I know. Why didn't they just make it the real author of the book? Weird.
It sounds more fantastical.
I guess.
So Buttercup is sadly wandering the halls of the palace.
Right.
And Humperdinck and the Count see her, and he's like, oh, it's my father's failing health that's bothering her.
I'm sure that's what it is.
And then the king dies, and she's married to Humperdinck.
Yep, they're
she
married
meets her
that very
subjects.
night.
Hold it, Grandpa.
Hold on. How did she wouldn't
You're
marry
reading that
Humperdinck.
wrong.
No, that doesn't happen. He's like, what? Life's not fair.
You're
That's
messing up the story. Get it right.
All right. Well, I'm not going to read this anymore if you're not going to.
You got to settle down.
Right? If you're
Simmer.
going to Simmer.
Da.
Simmer
Na.
da na. Simmer da na.
Who is this fine lady of disco? Or what was the line that Donna Summer?
How would her name appear in the yellow pages?
Summer Donna?
Summer da na.
I loved that.
I know. I don't know why that's so fucking stupid. What is that? Toby Maguire?
Yes, it was Toby Maguire.
And that was the last time anybody saw him.
Oh, no.
I don't
he's
know.
still
I
around.
know he's still out there.
He out there.
He out, y'all.
So he goes back to the story.
Right.
She meets her people as their queen.
Yeah.
She's announced, and she comes out in that same dress, but with a crown. And an old woman in the crowd is like,
Boo! Boo! Bow to her if you want. Bow to the queen of slime.
I know,
The queen of filth. The queen of putrescence. Boo!
you had love in your hands, and you gave it up.
True love saved her from the fire swamp, and she treated it like garbage. And that's what she is.
Boo! So she wakes up with the start. It was all a nightmare.
I knew she wouldn't do that. Yeah,
Still
you're very
10
smart.
days
Shut
to
up.
the wedding. Yeah, shut up, you little asshole. I'm trying to fucking bond with you here.
I don't know why. Now I'm
So-
starting to rethink it.
Buttercup goes to the prince and tells him that she loves Wesley, and if she has to marry him, she will be dead by morning.
Yeah, he's like, all right, well,
fine, I'll call the
wedding's
wedding
off.
off.
That's cool. Write 4 letters, and I will send my 4 fastest ships. He's always close to Florin this time of year.
Yes, we'll get him to his ship.
If he wants you, bless you both. If not,
Are
could
you certain he still wants you?
Well, I mean, maybe consider me as an alternative to suicide. Like, no. This is why I cannot fathom how Liana can get hot for Chris Sarandon in
even though it's only in Fright Night.
circumstance.
I know, because
It's not like she gets hot from here because nobody can. But
No.
like, I don't get it. I cannot transfer. He's
No.
always Humperdinck to
Right.
me.
And then you hear Humperdinck telling the Count that he hired Vizzini to have her kidnapped
Right.
on their engagement day, and he's going to have her murdered on their wedding day.
Right. And he's like, are you coming to the pit? He's like, Tyrone, you know how much I love to watch you work, but I have a 500th
swamped,
anniversary to
yes.
plan, a wedding to arrange, a wife to murder, and Gilder to frame for it. I'm swamped.
So Wesley is hooked up to the machine,
Yeah.
and the Count tells him he has a deep interest in pain, and he's writing the definitive work on the subject.
Yeah, you could tell by that mustache.
He wants him to be honest about how the machine makes him feel.
This is for posterity, so please be honest.
And so I guess he never says it's the first time he used it. But if there's something about
But
the way
how much
he
more
acts,
do you need to know?
right?
Because he's a sadist.
Yeah.
He should be a dentist.
So he's interviewing him about how he feels as he sucks a year of his life away. And he's just like, just
Like
whimper
whimper
sounds.
Interesting.
And Humperdinck calls in his chief enforcer
Right?
and tells him
He's
there's
like,
people in the forest who want to murder his wife on their wedding night.
she will not be murdered.
And Buttercup interrupts, wanting to know if Wesley replied.
Right. He's like, oh, no, not yet.
And he has the thieves' force emptied. Assemble a brute squad.
Right. He was like, you know how long that's going to take? He's like, try ruling the world sometime. I like that fucking keychain. He's got that fucking leather keychain. He's like, I have the gate key. And it's
Oh, I
like
didn't
a
even
little,
notice.
little fucking leather pouch with like his little keys on it. I don't
Nice.
know. Like it seemed like it was weird.
So the day of the wedding arrives, and they're emptying the forest.
Right.
And Inigo is giving them trouble. He's
We got
wasted.
a Spaniard out there giving him trouble. He's I am waiting for
Vizzini.
Told me to go back to the beginning. So I have. This is the beginning. So that's why I'm
Fezzik
here.
shows up and picks up drunk Inigo and smiles.
He's like, surely you're a meanie. He's like, it's you.
And so the king's men come, and Fezzik knocks him out and is
Right.
like, you don't look so good.
Yeah.
Or smell so good.
He's like, I'm fine. He's
Passes
like,
out.
Yeah, so he takes him home or wherever and nurses him back to sobriety.
And tells him that he found the 6-fingered man.
Vizzini is dead. He found the 6-fingered man, and he's in the castle, guarded by 30 men.
And Inigo's immediately like, we need the man in black.
Yes, he goes out to find him. He's like, well, where is he? He's like, I don't know, but there will be blood tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Al Pacino auditioned to be fucking Inigo Montoya.
No.
Oh, no, it was...
That
no,
was
not
something else
auditioned.
No, we were
That
talking
was,
about...
what were we talking about? Al
The
Pacino was...
Exorcist.
Oh, in The Exorcist.
We're way ahead.
In my head, I'm all, Al Pacino's going to be Inigo Montoya?
No. He just was right now.
Okay, just for a second.
Just for a moment.
Oh, Robert De Niro. Damn it, it's even the wrong person.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I thought that was Al Pacino. It is.
Hoa!
So Humperdinck is sharpening his dagger. Humperdinck. And he receives the report the forest has been emptied.
Right. And like Buttercup rolls in there to confront him. Like, you never sent
You didn't send no
those
ships.
ships. Like, it doesn't matter.
He'll
Wesley
come for
will come for me.
You're a silly girl.
Yes, I am a silly gal.
But not seeing sooner, you're a coward with a heart full of fear.
I would not say such things if I were you. Why not? When I say you're a coward, I only say that that's because you're the lowest thing to ever
Slimiest weakling
slither across
ever
the
to
earth.
crawl the earth.
I would not say such things if I were you.
And he locks her in her room. He puts her on timeout.
Right? He's like, you're grounded, bitch.
And he
Get in
runs
your
down
room.
to the pit and cranks that machine up to 50.
Not to 50.
11.
No, it should have been 11. It should have been a
Oh.
scale of 1 to 10, and he cranked it to 11.
Yeah, that would have been two
2 on the nose.
on the nose.
So yeah,
So-
and even the count's like, no,
Right?
don't,
He's like,
not
"Whoa,
50.
fuck, dude, I don't know what that's gonna do." So everybody can hear this.
Oh,
What's that?
this
The Wilhelm
scream.
scream? What is that?
I don't know.
Is
Yeah,
it-
was it Wilhelm scream? Because he screams across the kingdom,
Right.
and Inigo knows.
hears it. He's like, "My heart made that sound. It's the sound of ultimate suffering.
His
The
true
man in
love.
black makes it now."
Yes, his true love is marrying another tonight. So
Right.
who else would be in ultimate suffering?
Right.
As if, so he thinks he's just making that noise because his girl's getting married?
Yes, obviously.
Damn.
Girl, he's dramatic. So he's trying to get through this crowd. He's like, Fezzik, everybody move!
And they
Thank you.
find the
Excuse me.
albino in the woods.
It's like, Fezzik, jog his memory.
But he accidentally knocks him out.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jog him so hard.
And Inigo prays to his father for help.
Oh,
Guide my sword.
guide
please."
my sword.
And it guides him to the tree.
And he's like, whoa, what the fuck is this? So he like leans on it and ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.
Secret door.
Secret knot.
And they find Wesley dead inside. Grandpa,
What?
Grandpa,
He's not really dead. He's only faking it. Who gets Humperdinck?
you want me to read this or not, you little shit?
Right? He's like, shut the fuck up and listen to this fucking story or I'm leaving.
No one kills Humperdinck, he lives.
What? What?
Jesus, Grandpa, what did you read
Why
this
did you
for?
read me this for?
And he's like, look, you're sick. You're taking this too
Right?
serious.
Maybe we
need
should
to
stop. No. It's okay.
I'm all right.
I can handle it.
Ah, yes, the pit of despair.
Yes, here we're back. He's dead. But I don't know. I just think the Montoyas have never taken defeat. You got some money?
You got money? We're going to Miracle Max.
I just hope it's enough to buy a miracle. That's all.
So they go to Billy Crystal, which oh no, we
Yes.
said Billy Crystal in the
Yeah,
beginning.
we did.
Okay. As Miracle
We're
Max.
closed.
And like Rob Reiner couldn't be on set during these scenes
Because
because
he
he couldn't
laughed
stop
too hard.
laughing.
It's so fucking funny. Why would you want someone the king's stinking son fired? I might kill whoever you want me to miracle. He's already dead. Oh, all right. Well, then bring him inside.
Bring him in. So he pumps him up with the fucking bellows from the fireplace.
So you got money? Yeah, 65. Oof, I've never worked for so little. It's like, what does he go? Like, give me those bellows. Let's see what he has to say. He's like, he's dead. Ooh, look who knows so much.
He's just mostly dead.
mostly
Big
dead.
difference between mostly and all dead.
and all dead.
Slightly alive.
Yeah. So he puts the air into him and pushes down his stomach, which he seems surprised to hear him say.
Oh, when he asks him what's worth living
what's so
for.
important?
This so creepy. It's like my
he
medal.
said true love. I know. And he even looks surprised. He's like, there'd be no more noble cause than that. He's like, nah, he clearly said to blave.
To blave. It's to bluff.
To blave is to bluff.
Liar!
Liar!
I'm not a witch. I'm your wife.
And even after I heard what you just said, I don't even think I want to be that anymore.
He said true love.
You never had it so good.
So she's chasing him around. And then he's like,
He
wait,
hasn't been the
Humperdinck.
same since he was fired by Humperdinck. Oh, you said you'd never say that name. What? Humperdinck?
And-
Humperdinck. 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 Humperdinck.
I love Carol Kane.
I know.
And so then he realizes, wait, if I make him better, Humperdinck suffers.
Oh,
This
shit.
is a noble cause.
Woo! Yeah, now you're talking about a noble cause. Humiliations galore.
And he makes a miracle pill.
Right. So the chocolate coating makes it go down easier.
So they take off with him still dead. Like, you didn't feed it to him there?
No, they have to wait 15 minutes for optimum potency.
Oh, that's right. They're
But
supposed to
don't
let
go
it sit.
swimming for, I don't know, like an hour.
And
So-
they don't wait the 15 minutes.
Bye-bye, boys. Have fun storming the castle. Think it'll work? It'll take a miracle. Goodbye.
Oh, they force feed him this pill, and
Right,
it
they
starts
can't wait.
working, but
He wakes up immediately.
he can't move because they didn't let it reach full potency.
Right. He was like, let me explain. No. Too much. Let me sum up. He's like, Buttercup is Merrick Humperdinck a little less than half an hour.
So he sums it up for him, and Wesley's like, it's impossible.
Right. If I had a month to plan, like, there's no way. He's like, but what I wouldn't give for a Holocaust cloak.
Right? I need a
It's like-
wheelbarrow
like
and a
this
cloak.
one? Or no, he was like, if I had a wheelbarrow. He's like, oh no, where was that one that we left with the albino? He's like, why didn't you list that as one of our assets? It's like,
I
wouldn't
didn't
give
know we
for-
had a wheelbarrow
I didn't know
and
we
a
had
cloak.
a wheelbarrow. Well, he's like, what I wouldn't give for a holiday. He's like, where did you get that? He's like, oh yeah, at Miracle Max's. It fit me so well. Not Max, who's like a fourth his
All right?
size.
Why did he have a giant cloak?
3/8 his size? I don't know what that means.
He used to know a giant.
I'm
I
not
don't
good
know.
with weights and measures.
So now the prince is helping Buttercup get ready for the wedding.
Right. She's like,
And she's like, Wesley's going to save me.
he's going to save me. It doesn't even matter. I'm just going along with this and wear this pretty dress.
Which I'm
It's
taking
cool.
with me.
I know. And she's like, whatever. Like, he's over there smirking.
So the boys have Wesley in the wheelbarrow. He can move one arm now.
Right. Well, now we have this wedding. Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today.
And this was based off of just somebody that Rob
he
Reiner
heard,
thought was
yeah.
funny, like the way he talked.
Yeah, I guess so.
And Inigo
So they're-
pushes Fezzik in this wheelbarrow covered with this cloak so he looks giant.
I
and
am the dread pirate Roberts.
I
There
take
will
no
be
survivors.
He's like, now, nope. Now, light him.
they set him on fire.
Right, and he comes down to and everyone runs off. They're all scared. And, like, inside they can hear,
Woof, twoo woof.
"Woo, will follow you
Forever.
forever. Man and wife. Say man and wife. Man and wife.
And so the wedding has concluded and Wesley did not arrive.
Right, he didn't come. So now they get to the gate, and he's like, give me the gate key. He's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, Fezzik, tear his arms off.
Oh, here's
you
the
mean-
key.
you mean my
This
little-
key.
Oh, you mean my little leather pouch with the keys on it? So in they go. They're running around. Everyone's running around this fucking castle.
Still
right
just
now.
dragging Wesley around because he
Yes.
still can't walk.
Yeah, he's whatever. So finally they meet up with, he sees Rugen.
Well, the Count comes face to face with Inigo.
Well, yeah, because Humperdinck sends them, like, get out there and go kill them motherfuckers.
and he
so
kills
he
all
finally
of his
sees
other
them.
soldiers easily.
Right? He's all, kill the Dark One and the Giant, or, whatever, and, like, whatever. So he kills all the dudes.
And the Count runs off like a cow. Or, well, he tells him
First, he
hello.
tells them, hello, my name is
is
Inigo
Inigo
Montoya.
Montoya.
You killed my father. Prepare to die.
And he,
And he runs off like a bitch. Like a whole bitch.
And he takes chase. And
Right.
he locks himself in a room. And he can't get in, so he calls for Fezzik.
Fezzik, I need you. He's getting away.
So he props Wesley up on some armor and goes to help.
he just real casual
Just breaks the
goes
door
in and
down,
knocks
like-
down the door. So they run. When Fezzik gets back, Wesley's not there, not where he left him. And as soon as they come down the stairs, Rugen throws this dagger
Right into
into
Inigo's
his
belly.
guts. Oh,
Sorry, father. I tried. Oh, and you
I
think for a
failed.
moment you're like,
oh my God. Like
no.
this whole part, like the whole Inigo Rugen thing. Whoo.
Oh, you must be that little
Ooh.
Spanish brat.
I taught a lesson to all those years ago.
Simply incredible. You've been tracing me your whole life only to fail,
fail
now.
now.
Oh,
Fuck.
I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard. It is.
Yes, it really fucking is.
How marvelous.
Oh,
I'm
I
so
know.
excited about
He's
it.
just sitting there watching him fucking bleed. So now we go in there. Buttercup's trying to stab herself. She's getting taken to
She
the
got
room
that
by
pearl-handled dagger out.
She's got like his parents, the king
yes.
and the queen, and she's like, "Oh,
Thanks for the
you've been
lovely
so
wedding."
nice to me,
Yes.
but I'm gonna be dead by morning. I'm gonna go kill myself
Dead by
right
dawn,
now.
dead by dawn.
Dead by. I wrote that. I fucking wrote that. I'll be dead by dawn. And she's like, "Oh, won't that be nice?"
So she's about to stab herself through the heart when you hear there's a shortage of perfect breasts in this world. Would be a pity,
Pity
to
to
damage
damage
yours.
Oh, Wesley.
He's laying in the bed.
Right, and she's up there like smooching on him. He's like, "Gently, gently."
Oh, the scream? It's called the Howie scream.
Oh,
Oh,
the
the
Howie
Howie
scream.
scream.
So it wasn't the Wilhelm scream
There's
when he was being tortured.
Well, I mean, we
It
all
was
know
the
there is
Howie
that. It
scream.
just sounds different. I gotta listen to that one. I always think that one is the Wilhelm scream, and it's not.
Oh,
Yeah, it's,
okay.
it's called Howie because Howie Long screams like that in one of the movies, and it's used in like a bunch of other movies.
Howie Long. Oh,
Broken Arrow, not broken something. Some movie
I don't know who
no,
that
way
is.
older than that. It's got to be way older
Oh
than
no,
that.
the Howie scream. Not the
Oh.
Howie scream.
So now does this imply that Wesley's seen them titties then?
I'm assuming.
So maybe they aren't virgins. Maybe they were banging
Well,
before
they
he
were
left.
down on the. Why did they leave the farm?
I
don't
don't
understand
know.
why any of
Stay
this
on the
happened.
farm and fuck. Like you
Why-
got everything you need there. What are you
Stay
trying to do?
on the farm and fuck. It's hard to keep them down on the farm once they've seen Carl Hungus. That's a different movie.
Oh. So, Inigo picks himself up. We're back to Inigo.
He removes the dagger and tries to stand, and Rugen's like, "I can't believe it.
Your overly developed sense of vengeance is
Right,
going to
you are
get you in trouble
Actually
someday.
trying to win." And he goes up there and stabs him in the arms and like the legs and the guts, and he like tells him like, "Hello,
He keeps
my
repeating
name is
his
Inigo
mantra.
Montoya," and he like gets
It's building him up.
progressively.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was not prepared.
He gets a
Now
second
knowing-
wind.
Now knowing what this whole thing meant to him.
Right.
Do
Do you want to tell that? I don't think we talked about that.
Oh, that he like this was him. I was like, I'm
'Cause
gonna
his-
fucking cry
Oh,
about
no.
it. Like talking about because his dad died of cancer, so this was him screaming at his
cancer.
dad's cancer or whatever.
Just look at Christopher Guest and think, cancer.
Oh, cancer!
So-
He's a real royal.
yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna have
a
to talk
baron
about
or-
this so I don't.
I think he's a
fucking
baron,
cry.
yeah.
Some sort of something. Him and Jamie
with
Lee.
a long
Jamie
ass
Lee.
title.
Jamie Lee.
And he gets his cheeks cut to match Inigo's.
Yes, he's like, offer me money, offer me whatever, offer me everything I ask for.
And he kills him.
I want my father back, you son of a bitch.
And he can't get that. So
Nope.
the count
So
has to die.
He stabs him up, and now
Buttercup's up there apologizing
I
for
know.
getting married.
I'm sorry I got married. I didn't mean to. It just happened. He's like, it didn't happen.
Did you say I do?
No, they skipped that part.
Well, if you didn't say it, you didn't do it.
Isn't that right?
Your Highness. Humperdinck is in the doorway.
Oh, shit.
You ready to fight to the death?
No. To,
To
the
the
pain. It's like, what the fuck does that
First,
mean?
I'm going to cut off your feet
And then your wrists, or your hands at
Hands.
the wrist.
and your ears. Or
And my-
gouge out your
yeah.
eyes.
Your eye, and then my ears. I get it. Let's get on with it.
No, not your ears.
Your ears you keep, and I tell you why.
So every shriek of every child at seeing your hideousness, every woman who cries out, "My God,
Dear God,
what is that thing?"
that thing?
Will ring in your
echo in
ears.
your perfect ears.
I will leave you wallowing in freakish misery forever.
And that is what to the pain means. That means I leave you in anguish.
You're bluffing.
You're bluffing. You're only saying that because you don't have the strength to stand. Maybe. Yeah, it's conceivable. Pig.
And he stands up and lifts his sword.
Drop
your
sword. And he's like,
Yo,
oh,
okay.
oh shit.
And he takes his seat. They
Have
tie
a
him
seat.
up.
And then Inigo comes in. And he was like, help him.
Like,
She's
where's Fezzik?
"Why?"
I thought he was with you.
Well, she's like, why am I helping him? He's like, because he doesn't have any strength. And he's like, I knew
he
he was
was
bluffing.
dead
I knew
15
he was
minutes
bluffing.
ago. Yeah.
So they tie him up. Fezzik is like, where the fuck is he? And he's like, hey, I'm down here. I got some horses. I figured there
Right.
was 4 of us or 5 of us. If we ever
I
find the
just
lady.
happened to find 4 white horses.
Hello,
out here.
lady. Oh, yeah, 4, because there's only 4 of them. I added an extra person. Humperdinck ain't going.
No.
You don't get to go.
So they leave him tied up, and she jumps out the window, and he catches her. Wesley offers Inigo the pirate job.
Right. He's like, I've been in
Be
the
the new
revenge
Dread
business
Pirate
so
Roberts.
long. I don't know what to do. He's like, have you ever considered piracy? You'd make a great Dread Pirate Roberts.
So they ride to freedom, and as dawn arose, they knew they were safe.
Yep. And they reach for each other and
What?
Grandpa closes the book. Nah, it's that
Kissing.
kissing again. You don't want to hear about the kissing.
I don't mind so much.
He was like, all right, well, here we go. Since the invention of the kiss.
There have been 5
5.
kisses, rated
This
the most
one.
passionate and most pure.
This one left them all behind.
The end.
The end.
Now I think you ought to sleep.
Yep.
And then he does the Columbo.
Yes, he does. I
He
wrote
stands
that.
up and does
Columbo
the,
thing
oh, I
and
can't,
checks his
I'm looking
pockets.
for something.
He
I don't know
didn't
what
get
it
a phone
is.
call while he was there. That
Right?
was like he should have gotten a
He
phone
should have
call.
gotten a phone call.
Oh, man.
That would
He
have
should
been
have been
perfect.
eating
chili. Ketchup and crackers.
The crackers
At the beginning
make the
of the
dish.
soup.
My
Right?
stepdad always did the saltines. I don't think he did ketchup, but we always had saltines with
No
the canned
ketchup,
chili.
but saltines for sure. I
That
love
was-
a
that was a-
saltine.
that was a main
I don't know.
thing.
That's a bland thing that I like to eat.
Yeah, I like me a bland chili
I
every once in a while.
enjoy-
I like a spicy chili.
Oh,
but I'll
I
eat
have a
bland
chili. Oh, I want to go to a chili competition.
We need to go to Bernie's Beanery.
Yes, bitch. Let's go.
They were talking about it on last podcast on the
Let's
left that they
go.
went there, and I was like,
Are we
"God
not
damn
going
it."
into
We're going to
LA
LA
on
Sunday.
Sunday?
We go a little bit early,
go
get some beaneries.
beans,
All right,
get some chili, go do
and then some
Columbo?
John Waters.
Yeah, I feel like that's a
Beans
good.
and John Waters.
We
Very
go-
appropriate.
yeah, I'm a shit on
Like you
this
got a
seat.
diarrhea room.
You got
You
it.
just went to
Hey,
the beanery.
I'm gonna raise my hand. Excuse me. Do you have a diarrhea room? I'm gonna move my guts up to the microphone.
Not a question as much as a statement.
This is the Christmas special, right?
Oh, and he's like, Grandpa, maybe you could come over and read it again to me tomorrow.
As
you wish. Put a little tear to my eye.
A little bit. Little
tear.
bit. Ah.
Oh, so yes, I don't. How did Princess Bride doom us?
Well, I don't know. Like you kind of thought that Wesley wasn't so bad when you were.
I
a kid,
never
but
remember
now-
thinking he was an asshole
No,
until
but
watching
not
it now.
until I was an adult.
And then I'm like, what the fuck you playing at, bro?
That seemed reasonable, but now you're playing in my fucking face.
Right?
Right, in my fucking face.
So yeah, that fairy tales that were really less than.
Oh.
Because did they live happily ever after? No.
Probably not. No.
They stayed together.
Sure.
I guarantee they had 8 kids. They stayed together and they hated each
Oh
other.
man, they would argue all the fucking time.
Because they did not
They'd
know
have to,
anything
like,
about
you
one
know
another.
What? I bet you they did go live in the fire swamp. They had to keep it spicy. They were
I
like,
like
you
it
know
when
what?
that fire spout comes up right next to my
Right?
head. Woo!
Right? And if you had like one too many children, you didn't have to Hansel and Gretel them, just lightning
Just
stain.
throw a. Or yeah, there you go.
Whoop.
There you
Off
go.
you go.
I can't come unless I got the threat of death looming.
Pop, pop, pop. Bruise.
Let's get real close to that fire spout.
Yeah. Get one of them ROUSs in here.
But yeah, I don't know if it was the romance that we thought it was when we were children.
No, but it's
I still
really,
love it. It's very entertaining.
No, it's quite
but all I
literally
care
like
about
a
is that
perfect
Fezzik
fucking
and
movie.
Inigo lived happily
Yes,
ever after.
I want to know
They
what
went on
happened
the
to
pirate
them.
ship.
Yes.
Inigo's now the Dread Pirate Roberts, and
Yes.
that's his right hand dude.
Right, for sure.
And they fucking got their treasure. They did it for 5-10 years. And they fucking retired. Got
Yes.
some ladies, a large woman
A
for
large while
for
they're
Fezzik.
out there on the 7 seas, they definitely found
you know what?
somebody.
Inigo also found a large woman.
Probably.
They got them some giants.
Probably.
Inigo be climbing some Death by Snoo Snoo.
Ooh.
He got death by Smith.
And when he gets tired, he just rests in the middle.
That's my theory.
That sounds.
Oh,
good
did we
to
ever
me.
say what the actual theory was when Kim was talking before?
So Kim was not having
she
a
was
stroke.
she was only
did have
just
a thing.
secondhand stoned. Is all.
She was just. She's okay. So the theory is not that he poisoned both goblets and that he had a built-up tolerance. That was not the thing.
We
That
know
was in
this.
the
That
movie.
is
we
clear.
know that. But that he never put that shit in the goblets, and that Vicini was killed just by sniffing it.
That when he handed it to him, it was like, take a smell, and it doesn't smell like anything.
Because
that
you
he
could see
sniffed
that
it.
shit popping up off the top.
Yeah.
It's a
And
little,
so somebody online was like, he didn't put poison in either cup, and he
which
just
is
says
funny
that to sound
because
like a
next
badass,
week we've got
basically.
another poison in a vial type of situation,
Oh.
or vials, at least lots of vials.
There's always a connection.
Instead of
connection.
iocane,
Get your
it's
Charlie Day maps
cocaine.
out because there's
Yeah,
always a
'cause
connection
there's always
on
a
Doom
connection.
Generation.
That's what we do in here.
So we have a yearbook signing,
Woo!
but it looks like it may be
Illegible? What?
no, it's legible. So this is from Spade, our
tight.
buddy Spade at
Uh-oh.
Spade Designs.
Is it long?
Hashtag justice for Spade. Remember when we did our contest for Dick Tracy cards?
Oh, yeah.
And it was like,
it was right
and
on
it was
the
on his
line.
name, and then it. So I get this.
Over the line!
I get this formal greetings, Doom Generation.
Oh, uh-oh.
It has been recently documented that a contest with the prize being a Dick Tracy wax pack was held by y'all. Also,
sounds legal.
it has been documented with a video announcing the winners of said contest, in which the results are nothing less than an outrage and a mockery to all wheel-based games of chance, Wheel of Fortune, Life, Twister. Anybody that has seen this video has clearly witnessed a slighted and rigged outcome. This injustice will not be tolerated. This correspondence is to formally let you know that this matter shall be going to tribunal. I have acquired representation. Not that I need it, as the video does all the work for me. So yeah, okay, I'm done now. Bye. Spade.
Wow. Wow.
Because we were making a
Wow,
noise in the
I
video, and
know.
when he watched it, he goes, I was making that same noise. You guys are like, oh, it's almost, no.
You know
not
what?
this
We were
time."
just as shocked as you know what God damn it. That is why we recorded the fucking wheel
to make sure that
to make
you
sure
knew there was no
that
shenanigans.
this shit was not going to happen.
It's
And
not on
still,
us.
Still. You know what? Your grievance is with the wheel, not
True.
with us.
You need to send your complaint to the wheel.
Although it's about that time of year, is it not? It's like grievance time. We need a Festivus poll. We gotta
Oh, if
air
you
our
got grievances, doomgenerationpodcast@gmail.com, 702-720-3666.
Oh, yeah, because this is our second one of Doomsember. Doomsember.
Yes.
Send us your grievances.
If you've got anything you want us to read out on air, I mean, we reserve the right not to read absolutely everything.
We do what we
but
want.
We
I
do
don't
what
give
we
a
want.
fuck.
You want to send a voicemail, a text message, 702-720-DOOM.
Do it.
Hit us up on Instagram, Doom Generation Pod, and see all of our movie edits. We got a new set of photos, so we got some fresh pics.
Fresh
Pics! Patreon.com/Doom Generation. We're doing Company of Wolves we got coming out. We've done the stuff. We did...
My Demon Lover.
And now we got the Company of
Company of
Wolves. So we're
Wolves.
doing first time watches suggested by patrons, voted on by patrons. We're going to watch shit for the first time on the studio wall on the projector.
Yes.
And record our reactions. And,
And
maybe
we
we'll
also
try to
got a
do video.
VHS, a VCR that's in my car that I have yet
Oh,
to bring
yeah.
into this
So
fucking house.
maybe we'll see if we can hook that to the projector and watch VHS tapes on the wall.
I'll bring that fucking tape from that party from the 90s that I have, and I'll also bring my closure tapes, my double closure tapes. Watch 9 Inch Nails videos. It'll be hot.
Nice.
I will not bring my VHS of me as Sandy in Greece in high school.
Oh, Kim's got a VHS of her as Sandy is in Greece in high school. I need to see this shit.
I know that there's stuff out there somewhere.
Well, I got it. I got my VHS of the Drumline video transferred to DVD by the old high school boyfriend whose dad took said Drumline video and edited it,
shit.
and he sent it to me on DVD so we can throw on my Drumline
We
video.
had somewhere
Are you
we
gonna
did.
drum along with it when you watch?
You should.
There's not even hardly any drumming in it. It's like There's a soundtrack playing, and it's just showing us doing like
your
the
moves?
marching thing, and like I don't know. I think there's parts maybe where you hear like when we'd have a break, like a drum break in a thing, but then it's like mixed in with us. We made a history video for somebody who was doing the Vietnam War for school, and they had to do or they didn't have to, but they chose to do a
had to.
video project. And we went to the river bottom,
Oh, and you did like.
and we reenacted a Vietnam War scene, and that is in the drumline video.
It ain't me.
And so it's like me at 108 pounds with a short bleach blonde pixie haircut.
Oh my
In
God.
fucking like booty shorts
Yes.
and camo and boots, running around the river
Yep.
bottom with a fake gun.
Yep.
Pretending I'm a
There's
soldier
shit
in
out
Vietnam
there.
War.
There's like a whole thing out there that I did with my friends that was like almost all of the Rocky Horror Picture Show with costumes and makeup
Nice.
and like a whole thing. And I don't know what happened to that. I can't even remember what the fuck we did that for. It might have been just for fun.
Yeah, that was definitely for someone's history project. I at least
I feel
remember
like it
that. We
was
didn't
for
just
school,
randomly do
but
Vietnam
it
War
may or may
videos.
not have been for school. And there was like a whole like I did a horror movie with somebody. Whoever's out there, if you've got this
Yeah, I
shit,
feel like there's somebody out there that's got weird like videos we made with
Yeah.
friends, like when I was 19
were like
or
we
20.
ran around the fucking Mormon, whatever you call it. Is it a church? Whatever, it was a building.
I don't know.
And we like they caught us running around the parking lot. I don't know why we decided to do it there. None of us were Mormon, but like the guy came out and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, we're just making a horror movie." And he's like, "Okay, cool." We're like, "Oh,
He didn't
okay."
care.
Well, as long as we're not like inside or
Right,
like,
you're only in the parking lot.
record
Who
like
cares?
the name of what it is and we don't make a mess, they were fine with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the thing I did too. I don't know.
All right. We made it to the end.
Y'all right?
If you're still listening,
Y'all right?
why? No, I'm just
I don't
kidding.
know.
You got
No,
you
love
learned
it.
some fun stuff
and we
about
love
us.
you. You learned some fun stuff about us.
And so go check our socials, join our Patreon, like, follow, subscribe, review, rate, all those good things.
And join us for our Christmas episode next time.
no, one more.
No?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it
The
is.
9th.
Oh no, less than 0 next.
Oh,
And then
you're right.
And then
See,
Christmas.
because I got ahead of myself. You know
'cause
what?
you watched it
I did
already.
too much goddamn work this week. Too
And
much
you,
work.
You got ahead.
Work. So we'll talk to you next time.
Later, Doomers.